Hello, price today gapped up and consolidated sideways here with a very nice pattern. Then rallied a little bit prior the European cash open, sold off, held support at this resistance at this consolidation level here and at day's open price. Then immediately rallied back up to 70s, then rallied almost straight up to 800s and broke it out with flash move to the upside with volume spike. Then consolidated sideways and now just building value higher after the first hour of cash market. Now let's see if this will hold, this support of initial balance high will hold and the price goes up to 900s. I'm currently short here. And the reason I am short here is because of the big picture. We have a kind of, at the moment, double top from 17 of this month high. Let's see if this one will prove to be a good short until, let's say, the half of today's price, or even lower for longer term. Otherwise, this will just break out to the upside and will test 6 to 1 fib from this kind of high to low, and then probably 11,000. But let's see, it is a good risk reward to short, taking into your consideration the big picture. Again, for today, the more time price spends between these two lines, the higher the probability will go further upside. But because of big picture resistance, I would like to short it here, so let's see. Price sold off here and bought immediately back up to the highs. Let's see if it's going to break out. It's more likely to break it out to the upside, but let's see if this will just hold and will have a reversal. But again, the more time price spends between these two lines or above, the higher the probability will go further upside. So let's see. Okay, price here rejected once more this 17's high. Now held support initially at 800. Let's see how this will play out. Again, the reason I'm not going long here is because of the big picture. If we were like 100 points lower, I would have held the longs from the open price in order to test, let's say, like today, the 830s. But again, today this is good risk reward to short up here. 23 points already, so let's see if it goes down. We need to break down 780s and then hold below in order to retest this kind of 727s or even lower. Price held support here at 800s and then rallied up to 830s. This kind of 30 points range above and below initial balance high. But again, this kind of high here is being defended very well. Let's see if we could have some sell-off down to 770s or even lower. But again, the more time spent in this level, the higher probability will go further upside. But let's see. Price kind of sold off here to 786 is now broke out to 800s and initial balance high of today's, as it did many times. Let's see if this breakout will be strong enough to have a rally up to 800s. At the moment, just consolidated sandwich at the day's high, so let's see. Price broke out yesterday, the 17th high and initial balance high of today's, rallied up to 850s. I shorted it there for a 10 points profit. Then I could have held here, but I was still short this position. So let's see now if this will be sustained down move to 773 equilibrium line during the US session or even lower, or if this is just going to consolidate above and below like it did for the previous hours. Let's see. So we had a rally here initially at the US cash open price, then kind of topped out, let's say here. I mean, it was unable to make a new high at the moment. I shorted as well here. Let's see if this could be sustained move down to 800s or even lower. Price rejected this kind of earlier high many times, like with 3 push-up pattern here and then failure. I shorted many times here. I should have held for more for longer, 10 points here to there, 10 other trade to this trade, which this could be around 20 points or so. Let's see if now index will be able to break down initial balance high and then retest 800s and then goes even lower. At the moment, failure to make a new high for the US session, so let's see if now it will trade below or if this is just going to consolidate sideways and goes further upside. Again, the more time spent between these two lines or above, the higher the probability will go further upside. But the big picture is that we have a kind of topping formation here, so let's see which scenario will play out. We can see price here slowly breaking down US cash open price and previous support and initial balance high of today's price. Let's see if it goes down to 800s. We have a series of lower highs right here. Again, the big picture here is that at the moment we held resistance here at 17 of this month high. So let's see how this will play out and if we manage to hold this for longer until, let's say, 740s or so. In order for this to happen, I would like to see price breaking down 800s and holding below here and then retesting this kind of low at 86s and then go lower. So let's see. Okay, so price broke down here after this kind of choppy consolidation but with clear lower highs. Let's see how it will behave here at 800s breakdown and if it goes down to 770s initially. So price held support here at 800s and VWAP volume weighted average price, then rallied up to a good 50 points. I shorted again here for 11 points profit. As you can see here, I was keep doing the same thing until this stops and until I got stopped out if price went below above 850s. So that's it for today. Let's see if we topped out. We kind of held this kind of high here above 800s. Once it entered 800s, immediately got bought. Now let's see how this will play out. I holding 207s, but again consolidating sideways. So let's see how this will play out tomorrow as well. And thanks for watching.